Hey, welcome back to the channel. I had made a promise to a viewer that I was going to try to max the 1250 firewood processor out by Blacks Creek. Blacks Creek Innovation makes this firewood processor, and I've had a bunch of people ask, well, what size will it process? Well, it's rated up to 16 inches in diameter. I did look that up, so I know it's true. And it's rated for an 8-foot long log. Now, this is oak. I think it's white oak, red oak. Either way, it's really heavy. It's a heavy log. So this is pretty much probably gonna max this thing out. So let's take a look over here on this end. Hey, come help me hold this rear. I need to get me one of them. I need to get me one of them tape measures made for logs because it's got the little teeth on it. I don't have it.
Horrible today.
Waspers?
Yeah.
No one in the world knows what a wasper is, except people in East Tennessee. So this is a little over 8 foot, almost 9 foot long. So we'll trim it up. And then we'll measure this end down here. So first thing I'll do is I'll trim this side off.
You must have made him really mad or something.
I haven't sharpened this chainsaw in a while, so I don't know how it's gonna cut. Teeth look sharp, so maybe we'll do all right. What about that? Boy, that dude's wet too. It's been sitting on the ground. So there's your cookie. Right dead center of the treasure. Like it. Couldn't have filled in the center more better if I had tried. I want to burn firewood.
I still want one.
I want to burn firewood.
Just give me one piece.
No.
Yes.
So that's 16 inches that way and 15 inches this way. So
Look how pretty.
all right, so I'm going to measure from this end if I can make my tape measure work. And right now, so right about here is going to be 8 foot. We'll trim this off. I don't want to go over the length because the table, if you go too long on this particular kind of log splitter, the log will literally fall off the end. So that's the reason they say only 8 foot. So it's from this side to this side, it's about 13 and a half. From this side, it's 13. So this is an 8 foot long log, 13 and a half inches on this side, 16 on this side, but it does have this big giant knot in the middle. So we're gonna have to figure out how to work this. I'm not sure, honestly. This is a very wet log. It was sitting on the ground. And so you can see how damp the wood is inside. And this was just cut about maybe a month ago. So it's still really full of sap. And then you had to add the extra weight here. I'm not sure the log splitter will pick this up. This is gonna be pretty much the max capability of this machine. Hey, this is not the ideal place. I don't know why I said it here, but gotta go downhill. All right, so I'm gonna crank this thing up. We've had it running earlier, so it should be pretty warm. Let me throw the choke off. That Honda's a good starter. Concern is when I bring this log in, I don't want it to hit the bar. The chainsaw bar is right here. You can see it. All right, you can see that there's very little space between the chainsaw bar and the actual log. Logs are not, you know, they're unique and they shape oddly. They don't conform to a factory standard. So when you're getting towards the very top of a piece of equipment's capability, you got to take that into account because it may be 16 inches in the middle or the end, but in the middle it may be 17 inches. So just keep that in mind. So let's see if we can work this thing. So slow and steady. Big old oak log. All right, now that we have the round in the hopper here, I'll turn the engine off and we're going to raise this cutter up. It's just one pin through the bottom and you can adjust it up and down. I believe that on their bigger machines, they have an actual hydraulically controlled cutter. And but this machine here is an entry level and still way, way better than a log splitter.
Yeah, got it. Oh, stop. Down a little bit. Right there.
So this big piece here is hanging off. I don't see any way that it's going through there. This has got to be 20 inches across, and it's going to hit this. So I did bring my cant hook, and I am going to rotate it over. I still don't see it going through there. So we're probably going to have to cut that off with a chainsaw. Split some wood. Alright, so we're going to pull this back. Stack some of this up, make this flat, put two on top. This will be really it's a lot. See what it does. It really just don't care. Set it flat. Right through the knot. So this is the big knot in here. This piece right here and the next piece are going to be the hardest to split. you have a big, huge center that's solid knot. So this will be a true test. There's a big giant knot there. I'm going to double the knot up, see what it does. Yeah, I just don't think this thing is ever going to have an issue. Look at the knot. I mean, it literally shaved the knot in half. Yeah, right through that oak knot, just didn't care. So I've rotated this over to the deepest or the thickest part with the knots, and this, like I said, that was one of the hardest parts. This should be one of the other hardest parts. Wow, that's just freaking impressive right there. Wasn't even a challenge. This is going to be a big challenge here. Right through the heart of that knot. Maybe this might be the hardest part. Yeah. Nasty, gnarly stuff. One piece through the bottom that's lower, and it'll push all the rest of it out. So make sure when you get through to turn this valve off. And one day I pulled it around and parked it on our grass in our house, and I forgot to turn it off. It leaked all the fluid out, and it will kill your grass. So that's just something to keep in mind. As long as you close that valve off there, it's great. So again, let's wrap it up. The 1250 is rated at 16 inches. It will absolutely do 16, maybe all the way to 18 inches because some of that stuff, because it was oblonged and curved, it was higher at some points, and it still went through it. I would not recommend going that big. It's going to slow your production down. You're going to have to really pay attention to not damage your machine. It's just not worth it. So if you want to run stuff that big or bigger, definitely buy the next size machine up. But I know what it can do. I feel very, very comfortable running all the way up to a 14-inch log. So I have no issues with a 14-inch down. That 16-inch is that with all the knots and stuff, that was pretty much, just a worst case scenario. Hey, if you got any questions about this firewood processor, please leave me a question in the comment section, or we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I don't know, Rumble. We're on Rumble now. So check us out over there as well. If you have any questions, just make a post and let me know. Listen, I really appreciate you watching our channel. God bless. Have a great day.